Right now is between Hawkjock and Inject Venom. They are both pretty much mid-tier platinum players, and they're going to be playing. So Hawkjock is going to be playing as Protoss, and Inject Venom is going to be playing as Random. So, and they're going to be playing on MLG Shakira's Plateau. So once we get this game loaded, do the introductions. Oh man. Get my water ready. Alright. So, this is Shakira's Plateau. This is the MLG version. And currently right now, we have our Protoss player spawning in the bottom left-hand corner. Hawkjock as the yellow Protoss. And his opponent spawning cross-air. So, he's going to be playing as Terran. And his name is Inject Venom. And this type of map, I would suggest that it kind of favors both races currently in this matchup right now. I mean, you know, normally Protoss and Terran players can play either a very macro style game or they can play a very aggressive style game, depending on what they would like to do for pretty much for on this map. So, I mean, we do see a lower supply depot on the low ram from Inject Venom. Inject Venom, I'm kind of curious to see, he may be going for an early expand or, you know, walling this area off. You know, the one thing that Hawkjock needs to really worry about is this area here. Because let's say if Inject Venom decides to go more like a Marine tank army with medevacs, he can put tanks at the bottom ground here and then elevator up his Marines here and really do some damage in the economy and also into the base of Inject Venom could do that. Ooh, man, I'm way off already. Anyways, so he needs to be aware of this area here. But you know, currently right now we do see that two barracks are going to be thrown down. While you know we see that he's going to be going the gas, Hawkjock, and walling off his front on the top ramp. Now, one of the suggestions I have about this build is that with two barracks coming out, I'm curious to see what he's going to be throwing down next. Is he going to be throwing down a reactor, a tech lab, anything of that sort? Because if that's the case, then what may happen is that he may be going a very tech-heavy build, but we can see that he still does not have any type of gas going. So he's going to be going for a heavy pretty much a heavy Marine build right now. I mean, we can see him start pumping out those. Ooh, but wait a second. Where is this going? Oh my gosh. Oh, right into the. I'm curious if he sees this. Oh my gosh. Hawkjock is not aware of this building here in his base. Now, this is kind of a curious building because, I mean, honestly, there's nothing that he can do. He really needs just to make sure that he blocks off this wall from the first, with the first Marine is going to be pushing in. And he is going to be pushing it into the bunker in in Hawkjock's base. Oh, but right now we do see that Hawkjock already has the second bunker down. I'm sorry. I'm all warming up, guys, so give me time. Give me time, alright? Uh-oh, but we do see that it is going to be microing. That stalker is going to be trying to get that. Oh, did not get him in, but now we have two Marines in the bunker, and we have one stalker going to be popping up shots. Killed that Marine. He's got to kill this other's SCV, you know, but unfortunately it does go down. Oh, but he's going to be moving those Marines back into the other bunker. The Marine is going to be going into the other bunker while the stalker is going to be popping up shots, but unfortunately he really needs to pull these stalkers back. They are going to be taking hull damage. That is not good. Oh, but the pylon is maybe taken down by this bunker. Right now we have Hawkjock that is floating way high in minerals right now. He's going to be throwing down his 4 gates, while we see in Inject Venom's base he's going to be upgrading his expansion. So right now, I mean, he is not happy with this right now. I mean, he sees that he is already, it's going to be behind in that warp gate technology, as well as getting that third stalker out. So right now, I mean, he is somewhat under pressure. I feel that even though this bunker is here, it's not going to do that much pressure or that much damage. Pretty much, you know, Hawkjock doesn't have any type of, well, he would need to pull out this SCV in there But right now, I mean, I think that he really wants to start doing some really good harass. Oh, but he cancels it. He's going to do even more harass, putting pressure on those probes with the 3 Marines. But 3 Stalkers are going to come out, going to do a major damage. They have not taken out 1 probe just yet from the mineral line. So, no, we do see no losses from that. As you can see, I'm not sure if that's really worth it all that much. I mean, not a lot of workers killed. A lot of Stalkers are going to be coming out here soon, but you know, Inject Venom is going to be prepared and well ready for this. He's already got 2 bunkers at the front, walling off very easily, and we're going to see a lot of pressure from Hawkjock. So Hawkjock is going to be putting on this 4-gate pressure. During this time, I would suggest him moving out and actually doing an expansion right now, because he's already floating at 400 minerals. He is going to be throwing down that additional pylon, but I mean, he's done quite a lot of damage, but unfortunately, you know, it's not a lot. It's kind of one of those things that I'm not too wary on. I mean, you didn't lose a lot, but right now, you know, Inject Venom is just going to be playing coy with him right now. Going to be throwing down an additional bunker, still pumping out a lot more Marines. He does finally have the double gas, but what I'm worried about most right here is actually the SCV count for Inject Venom. The thing that's keeping him in this game right now are the mules. The mules are just pretty much, you know, giving him enough minerals to actually wall off and be able to be very safe in this expansion. But right now, he really needs to start pumping out SCVs and you know, make sure that his SCV production is spot on. But we do see that Hawkjock is going to be taking the second expansion, and within this time, this is a great time to just kind of contain. You know, he could even be doing a double expansion because he's got his opponent pretty much hunkered down into this base. I mean, he spent quite a lot of minerals, you know, on these 3 bunkers. And now that we see that Hawkjock does have map control, you know, he is going to be able to pretty much do whatever he wants at this time. I mean, he isn't going to be putting any type of other pressure on, but we do see a Robo Bay being produced. And, you know, with this Robo Bay, can really bring out some really good tech. Now, he really needs to make sure that that production of the probes are, in fact, you know, really pumping out as quickly as possible, because, you know, gonna make you last in this game. This pylon in the front is just gonna be an overwatch, so that he doesn't need to pretty much have guys on the Xel'Naga watchtowers. But right now, we don't see anything crazy coming out of Inject Venom other than the siege tank ability. So, you know, and he's popping out tanks. So in this type of scenario, I would think that, you know, Hawkjock should probably put on some early pressure to keep those tank numbers down while still macroing. So right now we do see an observer coming out, and this observer is going to be able to spot other type of tech coming from his opponent, and which is great. But we do see a heavy tank production on the way, and with this heavy tank production, we also do see a starport that is being made, and with that starport, you know, he can produce multiple things out of there. I mean, mainly with this type of composition, you would mainly say he'd be going a tank, marine, and medevac army. But I'm a little curious. I mean, you can see that the saturation in the main base is not very saturated at all, and neither is at the second expansion. So currently right now there's a lot of chrono boosts being saved, so I'm curious to why that may be. I mean, he should probably expanding one more time, getting some more upgrades possibly, or getting some tech. I don't see any type of Twilight Council. I'm sorry. Citadel? Is it Twilight? Hold on a sec here. I know what I'm talking about here. Yeah, Twilight Council. I was right. Alright. I don't see any type of Twilight Council being thrown down, but I do see a robotics base. So we do see that there is going to be some Colossus going to be produced out of this, which will be a really great addition to this army. I mean, he's got a lot of Zealots and a lot of Stalkers, especially with 4 sentries, and this energy is just packed with force fields ready to be deployed. So, I mean, we do see that the observer is floating overhead, just keeping an eye on the base of Inject Venom, making sure that he doesn't do any type of shenanigans. But we do see level 1 upgrades being produced from Inject Venom for the ground forces. So Let's see here. So honestly, I mean, having these colossi is going to be really beneficial for him. I mean, we don't see anything else coming out too crazy. I mean, he is really, wanting to just increase this gateway army. I feel that he should expand one more time, to really solidify, because currently right now we do see a drop from Inject Venom. Inject Venom is going to be taking these 2 medevacs with this, and this is actually something that I'm kind of warned, the players in the beginning, not really warned, but mainly just keep them informed that this backside is definitely a really bad, right now, kind of a late reaction on Hawkjaw, but we do see that he's going to be focusing firing all of these pylons, so he's definitely going to be supply blocked after this 3rd pylon does go down with all of these medevacs. He's going to be able to get all of these guys out, and he's going to be getting away scot-free from all of this huge army. He may be going to the other area and actually try to be doing some damage, but this is a great way to keep your opponent on 2 base. Just kind of floating around this this engagement, or these units overhead, and he knows that it's bad news, especially since the army just moved out. He is going to be dropping all of his Marines at the mineral line of Hawkjaw. Unfortunately, Hawkjaw is just having such a bad day. I think he's just going to be going for it this time around. I really don't think he's going to be able to go back and really do any type of damage, but we see that he's going to be taking out a siege tank. The siege tank was taken out, and a lot of units are just going to be, whittled down because of the range of those colossi. Those colossi are doing a ton of damage, but unfortunately,